Hey folks, Russ Bailey here from BrushPile Fishing. It's time for another video podcast. As always, we've got a great guest in store. We're going to be talking to David and the National Fishing Expo. That's right, folks. It's that time of year again. David has started this show in Columbus several years ago. It has gotten bigger every year. We're going to talk about some new things for this year, so you stay tuned. We'll be right back with BrushPile Fishing. All right, folks, welcome back to the video podcast. And with us now from the National Fishing Expo is David. David, how are we doing today?
Good, Russ. How are you doing?
Good, man. We hit a really nasty cold front here a couple weeks ago, but we're up close to 40 degrees here today, so it's like a heat wave here.
No, it's feeling really good outside. Hopefully we keep that good weather for next weekend.
Yes, sir. And that's what we're here to talk about, folks. Next weekend is the National Fishing Expo in Columbus, Ohio. And David, tell us a little bit about this year's show.
Sure. Well, a little information about the show. It's February 7th through the 9th. It's at the Bricker Building at the Ohio Expo Center, just so everybody knows. They can get all the information at nationalfishingexpos.com. But the exciting part is we got a lot of new features to the show this year. It's our 10-year anniversary, and so we're trying to blow it up. We've added a second hog trough stage to the floor plan, and so the vendors are allowed to go up with their lures and do lure demonstrations.
How cool is that?
And so I think it's going to be something different because we always have the speakers on the main hog trough stage. And of course, they're showing lures and techniques, but they're not specifically maybe talking about a lure. This is going to allow the vendors to go up and show people how the bait moves through the water, maybe what the water column. So I'm pretty excited about that new feature. We've added then another seminar stage. So this year we're going to have 3 side stages, the main hog trough stage, and then the vendor lure presentation stage. And so I'm pretty excited about that. When we started 10 years ago, it's all about education and getting kids in the sport of fishing. We've always allowed 2 kids, 12 and under, in for free. Kids 13 to 17 is $5. So
that's pretty darn
bring
good
the
deal.
Kids out and the families out. Mike Iaconelli, of course, is our headline bass speaker. You're our headline crappie speaker. We've got so many seminars from catfishing, every species. Maybe we don't have carp fishing or fly fishing for carp, but we've got pretty much, if somebody wants to learn something about fishing, we have it at the expo.
Iaconelli, you know what? You couldn't have picked a better guy for the 10-year anniversary. And it's hard to believe it's been 10 years already.
Right. I think you were there. So you were there the first year, and we've got a lot of vendors that have been with us for 10 years, and we're excited. It has flown by. And, I put it out a Facebook post the other day, just appreciating all the people that come to the show every year, all the speakers. If it wasn't for everybody, this show wouldn't be what it is today. So I just want a big shout out to everybody that comes and all the speakers and everybody that makes this event go great.
I'll tell you, one of the things that gets me every year is the Saturday morning, okay, before the doors are open, there is a line to get in, which we absolutely love. We normally go out and do a Facebook Live right before you open the doors, and sometimes we throw some door prizes out there at people, and hopefully we'll be doing that again, but it's great to see the people. And, especially, like I say, as cold as it's been, people have been tied up in the house. They love fishing. They love the outdoors. And this is getting us one step closer to spring. Let's break this down now. Are you going to have some marinas there with boats again this year?
So we are. We're going to have 4 boat dealers. So pretty much any bass boat or fishing boat that you're looking for will be there. We'll be present at the show. So we'll have Canadian outfitters. We'll have probably around 200 tackle vendors. We're going to have from buyout, closeout guys for the guys looking for the great deal, all the way to the handcrafted rods.
And And folks, speaking of the tackle, of course, BrushPile Fishing, we will have our booth there. We will have the B&M rods. We're going to have the eye-hold jigs and the bait taking the country by storm in crappie fishing right now, the roo. We will have the roo there, both in the kits and the individual color packs. When I get up on the Hog Trife, I'm actually going to show that bait and some of the features that we've done to it. David, this bait took a year and a half to finally get it the way we wanted it. We were very particular. And before we put it on the market was just about a month ago, but we sent it all over the country to different anglers fishing different ways. And the response has been absolutely incredible. We will have them there at the BrushPile booth this year.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm looking forward to it. This year my goal was to sit and actually listen to seminars. I think after 10 years, I might be able to deserve a few minutes and learn something. I call you up every spring and I say, hey, what's biting or up there at Lake Erie and where do I go? I'm not a good crappie fisherman, but man, is there some monster crappies up at Lake Erie.
Well, if you remember a couple of years ago, I was up there taping a show and I actually ran into you were up there doing some bass fishing. And that's when I got that close to 3-pounder, and
right.
That's
right.
I always tell people one of the best kept secrets in crappie fishing in the state of Ohio is Lake Erie. Right. Because everybody's there for the bass, the perch, or the walleye, and the crappie fishing basically is untouched up there.
Yeah, I mean, just off my back of my little dock there, when they come in to spawn on the wooden post.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm catching 14 to 16 inch black crappies. But boy, I tell you one thing, and maybe I'm sure you do know how to do it. I don't know how to. As soon as they're done spawning, they're gone. Yeah. I don't know if they move out to the main lake. I don't know where they go, but man, it's hard for me to catch a crappie, a week or two, a couple weeks after the spawn. What do you think? Have you been able to find them after that?
What they do is they'll move out of them channels. Some of them will stay there year round. If you've got a lot of pontoons, especially, they'll stay there just for that shade. But a lot of them are going onto that main lake in the first drop offs. And if you can find 10, 15 foot of water on a drop or some brush down there, they'll be there. And then in the fall, they'll move. We normally start mid-September. They start to move back into shallow coves that they were in the spring.
They were the brush.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, one of the best months is November. It's outstanding up there.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to get out there and do more of the crappie fishing. So maybe we'll have to get out there and tape a show together.
We can do that. And folks, we can
do a combo bass crappie episode.
We can do that. I would love it.
We could go do smallmouth out of Peely, or maybe crappie and Peely. Maybe we could find crappies out there. There's a marina on that island out there.
If there's a marina, there's crappie there.
Right.
So we've talked about, we're going to have boat dealers there, a ton of tackle dealers. If you're wanting to sign up for some walleye trips or whatever, I'm sure you're going to have some vendors there for that. The thing is seminars, and you're going to have seminars. You just talked walleye fishermen, crappie fishermen, everything. That's basically pretty close to around the clock out there.
Right. So we actually moved up the seminar times up a half hour than normal. And the reason being is we've something new that everybody should check out is we're running a VIP ticket this year for a 10-year anniversary. And it's a $200 ticket. That sounds high, but it's a great value. They're getting a bird dog rod for free, which is $189 value. It's a bass rod, two bass lures, a hat, a T-shirt, a lunch. Ike and Nellie's going to be in the booth. I think you're going to stop in and shake hands with people. So it's right there on the website. And I think we're talking about adding a 30. And so that the VIP ticket holders are going to be able to get in the show 1 hour before. You were talking about the big lines.
Yes.
On Saturday. The VIP ticket holders, and I think we're going to do maybe an early bird ticket. We might actually announce that today for $35, and that gets them in an hour early, and it gets them a hat or a T-shirt.
Okay.
We haven't, but we'll be announcing that on Facebook today. But those people are going to be able to get to the show, get in 1 hour early, and so that way they skip those lines, and it's going to be a different entrance. So there's a big advantage for this VIP ticket and this early bird ticket.
And the VIP ticket also includes the early entry?
That's correct. And it also includes a weekend pass. So if say they sign up for the party on Friday, they can come back on Saturday, Sunday. They won't be in the VIP party part.
Right.
but they get to come back to the show.
And folks, how often are you going to get to have lunch with Ike and Ellie? You know what I mean?
Right.
And like you say, the rod alone, you're getting your money back for that, especially so you bass fishermen, that's ideal for you guys.
Yeah, no, the bass guys are going to love it. And it's well over a $300 value.
Yeah.
So, anytime you start something new, it takes some time to build. But I think it's going to be pretty exciting. Well,
I'll tell you what, man, I love this show. The amount of people that come through our booth is unbelievable. And the thing that I love, everybody that stops in buying tackle, they still want to talk about crappie fishing for a little bit. I love doing that. And they want to show me their pictures, fish that they've caught the year. This is the kind of thing I eat it up. So, folks, stop in the BrushPile booth. I'll be there all weekend. I won't be there Sunday morning, but I'll be there all day Friday and all day Saturday. David, what are the hours for the show this year?
So, Friday, the regular hours is noon to 7. Saturday is 10 to 6. And Sunday is 10 to 3.
Okay.
And then the early bird ticket and the VIP ticket that you can get in 1 hour early on Friday and Saturday.
There you go, folks. Is there anything else, David, that you want to add?
Yeah, maybe just the cost. The tickets for general admission is $15 for an adult. But for first responders and military at the gate, they get a $5 discount. So it's $10. Awesome. And just to remember that with each adult general admission ticket, bring 2 kids. Let's get these kids into fishing. They get in for free. And you're not going to find you can't take your kids to the movie for $15. You can't buy McDonald's for 3 people for $15. So, we really want to get the kids in the sport. I think that's our future.
And the thing is, you pay that money to get in. And folks, it is going to take you several hours to get through this show. Like I say, I can remember the first year, and it was a nice show the first year, but it has gotten bigger every year, and the amount of tackle there and everything else involved in this, it's going to take you some time to get through it. And if you're like me, you're a fisherman, just looking at all this stuff, that's what it's all about, and there's no better way to pass this weather away. Yeah,
no, absolutely. And then maybe for, like you said, everyone loves to get there for some reason first thing in the morning. I mean, it's jam-packed, and especially on Friday morning and Saturday morning. But I recommend if somebody wants a more casual shopping experience, come around 1, 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock.
Exactly.
It kind of starts thinning out, or come a little bit later in the evening, and you'll enjoy it. But for the people that are listening that are from out of state, it's worth the trip to come here, because if you really take your time and want to look at everything and then listen to all the seminars, it's a weekend event.
Oh, absolutely.
And you can come to Columbus, Ohio, get a hotel room for a Friday night, check it out. I didn't check it out yet, but of course we got the Blue Jackets. You could catch an ice hockey game. There's a lot of great stuff to do in Columbus, Ohio.
There you go. And David, one more time, if you could give the website and the Facebook information.
So website is nationalfishingexpos.com. And the Facebook is National Fishing Expos Columbus.
There you go, folks. Next weekend in Columbus, Ohio. Again, stop in the BrushPile booth. We'll be there all weekend. And you're going to spend all day, and you're going to love this show. Like I say, it's gotten bigger every year. I really look forward to it. David, I'll see you next week.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
Yep. See ya.
So again, folks, before we take off, I want to remind you, get that BrushPile app for your phone if you don't have it, whether you have an Android or an Apple phone. It is completely free. It's got great features. One of the things that I use more than anything, I'm old school. I used to keep a written log of all my fishing trips. You can do this right on the app. It saves everything, the date, everything you use that day, the weather conditions. It's got weather reports for wherever you're fishing that day. It's got everything, so check it out. And again, the National Fishing Expos. Stop in the BrushPile booth, say hello, show me your photos, and let me talk some crappie fishing with you. Folks, I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned. We'll be back again with BrushPile Fishing, the video podcast.